How about my boy? How about him, huh? Come on. I don't know what you're screaming about. I want it the way they're flipping their lids, these girls down here. I don't know, like... I want to tell you, that beat with your foot is absolutely sensational. I want to ask you something, Elvis. If I did that thing the same way you did it, do you think I could get all the girls the way you did it?
Well, you might not have to get girls, but at your age, you keep your blood circulating.
At my age. You make me feel like a used car. My taillight may be dragging, but my battery is still charging, I'll tell you that. I want to... What do you do with your hair? With Tony, do you use hair? Prom. No plugs, you know? I want to tell you, how can I get these girls to scream over me this way? I really mean that. How can I do that?
Mr. Burrow, I don't think you'd like it.
I wouldn't like one? What do you mean?
No, I mean, I don't like it. All these girls screaming, always tearing your clothes off, always, trying to rip you apart, always trying to kiss you and everything. I don't like it.
You don't? Someone must have stomped on his head with those blue suede shoes. You must be kidding. Are you kidding? You don't like it?
No, I'm not. I tell you, I'd rather have a quiet type of girl. Someone more sedate. Someone that'll calm me down and relax me, you know?
You don't want a girl, you want a Milltown. That's what you
Really, Mr. Burrow?
Yeah.
I'd say the type I dig is someone like that. Deborah Paget.
I can't hear you. I'm next to you, but I can't hear you.
I said,
I love this guy. Somebody like Deborah Paget?
Somebody like Deborah Paget.
Oh, you like that type? No, look.
Man, she's real gone.
I know she's real gone, but look, Deborah Paget, Elvis, she's not in your league. You know what I mean? Stick to Heartbreak Hotel and stay away from the Waldorf. You know what I mean? Elvis, she'd never go out with a guy like you. I mean, she's much too sophisticated, you know. I mean, she's very ultra. None of them mother to the woman. Beautiful woman, really, and I'll prove it to you. She's not too sophisticated for you. Deborah, would you come out here, please? Deborah Paget. Deborah Paget, I want you to meet Elvis Presley. Well, how you feel now, man?
Cool, man.
How do you like that? She kissed him and he feels cool. This I don't... You better get ready for your next number, your hit record, and we'll be right back to you. I'll see you later. Yeah, dig you? Dig. Oh, there goes. That's my... Singing him, I can sing well as he can if I were only bow-legged. But no kidding. Deborah, I can't understand why all the girls, and this because he's number one across the country. I can't understand why they go for this guy. Why? What's he got?
Milton, he's young and handsome, and sexy and virile, and well, he's the hippest.
What about me?
You're the hippiest.
Very clever, very, very funny. I'm telling you, I got a good mind to take you and walk you out in the alley.
Milton, I'm a girl.
Shows you I got a good mind. Now, look. All kidding aside, I think for a guy that's 21 years old, I think he's wonderful. I mean, he's so fabulous.
Well, I understand, Milton, that tonight you have a boy on the show who's even younger than Elvis.
Yes, he's 7 years old. Little Barry Gordon. I hear he's very cute.
Cute? Yeah. He's the most.
Yeah. Now, look. Come back. You can't sing, you can't dance, you can't tell jokes. What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do.
I can do imitation.
You can? Do an imitation of Harry James and blow. Ladies and gentlemen. You can imitate Elvis Presley? No, don't imitate Elvis Presley, please. I don't want to. What are you doing? Hold it! What do you mean, what's the matter?
I was going over big.
Now, just wait a minute, please. Now, I know that Elvis is going to be here, and you want his autographs and everything, and he's a very nice guy, and I'm very glad, but I don't want any of this rough stuff. You understand?
Hey, man, do you really know Elvis Presley?
Are you kidding? Do I know Elvis Presley? I remember when he was a kid and he used to sing on a farm.
Was he good then?
Are you kidding? He used to make the pig squeal. I know this. Now, you gotta keep quiet. Now, stand in line. Everybody stand. Hold the autograph book. Everybody will stand in line. That's all. You just stand here. You get them. You understand? You'll get the whole thing. Now, everybody will stand in line, and I want... Hey, what are Rich Brothers doing here? What are they doing? Hey, young man, if you want an autograph, will you stand in the back there? I don't care who you are. Everybody wants...
I'm Elvis Presley.
You're Elvis. You kidding? I know Elvis Presley better than I know the A&P Gypsies. Are you kidding?
You do?
I know Elvis Presley, 6 feet tall, big shoulders, he's got lovely hair, and he's got blue eyes, and... Elvis Presley! Give me the good old Rudy Valley days. I want to tell you something. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think that I'm revealing any secrets when I say that Elvis Presley is the fastest rising young singer in the entertainment industry today. And as a proof of this, Elvis, I would like to present this to you. It's a special, it's a great award from one of the great theatrical periodicals of all times, the Billboard, back east and all over the country. They present you this. I'd like to read it for you. 8 years with these lights. It says Triple Crown Award presented to Elvis Presley for his RCA victory recording of Heartbreak Hotel. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it. You deserve this award, Elvis, and good luck.
Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago on the Milton Berle Show, our next guest, Elvis Presley, received a great deal of attention, which some people seem to interpret one way and some viewers interpret it another. Naturally, it's our intention to do nothing but a good show. Somebody's barking back there. We want to do a show the whole family can watch and enjoy, and we always do. And tonight we are presenting Elvis Presley in his, what you might call his first comeback. And at this time, it gives me extreme pleasure to introduce the new Elvis Presley. Here he is. You look absolutely wonderful. You really do. And I think your millions of fans are really going to get a kind of a kick seeing a different side of your personality tonight.
Well, thank you, Mr. Allen.
Hold your guitar here.
It's not too often that I get to wear the suit and tails and all that stuff. But I think I have on something tonight that's not quite correct for evening wear.
Not quite formal? What's that, Elvis?
Blue suede shoes.
Oh, yes. I know what you mean. Well, Elvis, you're certainly being a real good sport about the whole thing, and now I have a little surprise for you. Gene, can I have the surprise?
There you are.
Thank you, Gene Rayburn. This, Elvis, believe it or not, is a giant petition. It was signed by 3 giants out in the alley. No, seriously, this was signed by over 18,000 of Elvis's loyal fans saying they wanted to see him again soon on television. It was sent in to us just the other day by our good friend DJ Don Wallace in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 18,000 signatures on this. Elvis, it's a fine thing.
Wonderful, Mr. Allen. I'd like to thank all those wonderful folks, and I'd like to thank you too.
Well, that's okay, Elvis.
Hello. One moment, please. Hi, Gardner calling.
Hello. I'm Marilyn, High Gardner's secretary. Tonight, as usual, the Herald Tribune syndicated columnist will be checking stories live and unrehearsed with names that make news. We'll talk with veteran band leader Ted Lewis, Egyptian dancer Nejla Ace, the unidentified author of a shocking book titled I Was a Dope Addict, and to get right into action immediately with the most controversial entertainer of the year, Well, you'll hear who. Hi. I have Elvis Presley on the phone. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Elvis. Just one moment.
Hello, Elvis.
Hello?
Did you have fun tonight on the Steve Allen Show?
Yes, sir. I really did. I really enjoyed it.
First time you ever worked in tux or tails?
It's the first time I ever had one on, period.
You mean you've got, as they say, 4 Cadillacs, but no tuxedos?
No tuxedo. I usually drive the Cadillacs in blue jeans.
That's very interesting, particularly when a cop stops you and wants to know if you own the car, huh?
That's right. You have to show them all your ownership papers and everything.
You know, less than 2 years ago, you were earning $14 a week as a movie usher and then $35 a week for driving a truck in Memphis. Today, you're the most controversial name in show business. Has this sudden notoriety affected your sleep, your appetite, or the size of your head?
Not the size of my head. It's affected my sleep.
How much sleep do you get?
Oh, I average about 4 or 5 hours a night, I guess.
Is that enough?
No, it's really not, but I'm used to it, and I can't sleep any longer.
What do you keep in mind mostly? I mean, some of the songs you're going to do, or some of your plans, or what? What goes through your mind?
Well, everything has happened to me so fast in the last year and a half till I'm all mixed up, you know. I mean, I can't keep up with everything that's happening. And
well, I think that you've got very good company in Colonel Tom Parker. His feet are on the ground, and I think he's doing a wonderful job. Your style of gyrating while you sing has been bitterly criticized, even by usually mild and gentle TV critics. Now, do you bear any animosity towards these critics?
Well, not really. Those people have a job to do, and they do it.
And do you think you've learned anything from the criticism leveled at you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, huh?
Because I don't feel that I'm doing anything wrong. I don't see that any type of a music would have any bad influence on people when it's only a music. I mean, I can't figure it out. I mean, in a lot of the papers, they say rock and roll is a big influence on juvenile delinquency. I don't think that it is.
What about the rumor that you once shot your mother?
Well, I think that one takes the cake. I mean,
where'd that one come from? Have you any idea?
I have no idea. I can't imagine.
Well, there's another one, too, you may not have heard before. Several newspaper stories hinted that you smoked marijuana in order to work yourself into a frenzy while singing. What about that?
I don't know.
Creative programming in television has been increasing by leaps and bounds. Viewers offered a variety of programs designed to educate and inform him. But no matter how far we go, one type of program will always be with us. Its appeal reaches out to children, touches the most sophisticated adults. It's the Western program. Guitars, 10-gallon hats, and cowboy boots make a combination that's assured of high ratings. So for all children and adults everywhere, here is our own Western show.
Out there in television land. This is your old partner, Big Steve, and the whole gang, and it's mighty good to be here putting on our show for all you folks out there in television land. Right, gang? Yes, Julie, I want to tell you, I love television land, and I love every one of you, and I love good, clean sportsmanship, and I love everybody. Ain't that right, gang? You know, and friends, it really is great. A contest for the name of that chord, but it really is great being out here in the Old West, just a sitting on the edge of the cayuse and watching the corrals dogie down the trail while the chuck wagon skedaddles over the bunkhouse and the old buckboard is a hog tying the sagebrush. I mean, that's a nice piece. And you critters, if you want a longhorn or a coyote, you just pinto out our way and we're going to mosey up a little mesa. Right, gang? Shut up back there. Makes so much noise I can hardly think. But you know, a lot of you cowpokes have written in and asked to know more about the gang here, and I'd like to know more about them myself. I don't trust any of them. Right, gang? I never seen nobody. When I say I want quiet, I mean quiet. Now get this. First off, this critter here, come on up and crit for him. This is the critter. All right, this is Rattlesnake Griffith, folks. He's a mighty brave man. He come to this ranch 10 years ago, and he didn't know the meaning of the word cowardice. No, sir. And he didn't know the meaning of the word fear. Right, no, Rattlesnake?
Right. I was the dumbest cowboy you ever seen.
What's he talking about? Anyway, this doggy here is Tumbleweed Presley. Come on up, Tumble. Oh. Yes. I'll tell you about this fella, he is a trick rider. You ain't seen trick riding until you've seen tumbleweed, right?
You tell him, Big Steve.
I'm telling him. You tell me to tell him, and I'll tell him. Yes, sir. But, you know, let me tell you, yesterday he went across the range on a full gallop blindfolded, and he picked up a rattlesnake with his teeth. He jumped 4 fences, and he dropped that snake into a gopher hole at a full gallop. Tell him why it was so tough, tumbleweed.
I don't use no horse.
I don't think he's telling the truth. This one right here, this little girl... Get up here! Come on, wake up there. This is the little flower of the prairie, Cactus coca. Now, you wouldn't believe it to look at her, but I don't believe it, and I'm looking at her. You look out there, how many times I'm going to have to tell you? This little girl, though, can ride and rope and shoot and fight just as good as every man on our ranch. Tell him why.
Because every man on our ranch is a big sissy.
They are not.
They are so.
Oh, shut up. Now, partner, we're a friendly bunch here, ain't we? First, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Word from the sponsor, right, Glenn?
Let's all
come on
step
up
up
here.
here.
You know, this program, Big Steve and the Gang, are brought to you by my good friends, the makers of Tonto Bars. That is the delicious candy, the candy that comes out of the Old West right into your old mouth, and that's what I mean. Now, the Tonto Bar is a big favorite out here in the West. Tell them why, Rattlesnake.
Well, sir, friends, it's cause they won't allow it in the East, that's why.
Blabbermouth. Anyway, friends, the Tonto Bar is a secret blend. I'll tell you how. The Tonto Bar, the Tonto people...
You'll get it right.
Yeah. The Tonto people, they take rich cream, and they take sweet sugar, and they take creamy caramel, and they take thick chocolate, and they take all that stuff home. I don't know what they put in the bar.
And look, friends, look how this Tonto bar is wrapped. It's wrapped to keep that great Tonto flavor locked in there. Yes, sir, friends, if you ever unlocked it, you'd never buy nothing. These people...
And friends, dentists recommend Tonto bars because tests prove that Tonto causes more cavities than any other candy.
Yes, it sure is. I'll tell you one thing more, boy. Tonto is fresh. It's made fresh, it's wrapped fresh, and it's delivered fresh. It don't get stale till you put it in your mouth, but that's your look at it.
Just sink your old teeth into a Tonto bar and you'll say... But you can't get your mouth open again.
And kids, when you open your Tonto bar, don't you throw away that wrapper. No, you keep that wrapper and burn that wrapper. Because if the Board of Health ever seen one, they'd put Big Steve away for life, and we wouldn't want
What are
that.
you telling me?
Don't forget, friends, that's the Tonto bar made by the Chemo Savvy Candy Company of Tomaine, Texas.
That's right. I'm going to open this thing right here and take a bite to show you just how much I like it. There it is. Whoa, ho! Yes, good boy. All right, we're going with a little Western song going for you right now. Here we go. You stop that with that rattling bang, man. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-oh. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-oh. Yippee-yi-yay. Would you shut up there? You're making a fool of yourself tonight. Let's get a good lively tempo going here. 1, 2. Shut up with the bell there! I'll tell you one more time. Well, I got a girl, name is Sue. She's my little buckaroo. She's a western Gallic horse, cactus skin and a face like a horse. Yippee-yi-oh, 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 Friday day!
I got a ranch, it's way out west. It's the place I like the best, but I'm gonna tie the whole thing down and move that ranch to Levittown.
Hey, yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-oh, Friday!
I went out west on a wagon train to find a man like Big John Wayne. I looked around for days and days and ended up with Gabby Hayes.
Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-oh, Friday!
Well, I got a horse and I got a gun and I'm going out and have some fun. I'm a warning you galoots, don't step on my blue suede.
Yeah! Yippee-yi-oh, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-oh,
How about the big
show at Rustwood Park scheduled for July 4th. Bob Johnson, surely I know, wants us to mention that, and we want to mention it. I believe the proceeds from this show go to the Cynthia Milk Fund. Is that right, Elvis?
Yes, sir, that's right. And I'd like to say let's see, what would I like to say? I'd like to say that we have a diamond ring that we're going to have as a door prize. It's my initial ring. I've had it for some time, and it has 14 diamonds in it. And we're going to give it away at the door as a door prize.
I see.
And everything.
And all the proceeds from this particular show, this is July 4th at Rustwood Park. Elvis is going to be there. He's going to sing and play. His band will be there. Many other stars will be there, too. And we will certainly want you to watch Bob Johnson's column in the Memphis Press Cemetery, watch all the publicity on it, and get your tickets in advance. Elvis Presley, I want to thank you again because we know you're a busy man, and thanks a lot for coming by and seeing us at the dance party and saying hello to all your friends here in Memphis and the Mid-South. And anytime you're in town and want to come by, we certainly will welcome you.
Well, thank you very much, Wink, and I'll see you again.
Okay, thanks a lot. Elvis Presley.
Congratulations, you are now in the Army. You're all fighters. That's the way you'll be addressed from now on. Private Presley, you'll be in charge of the group.
Great.
Is that all? Just great?
No, it's everything.
Pulling into Brooklyn was a very important person, none other than Elvis Presley, Private Presley, soldier nowadays in Uncle Sam's service. No wonder the fans and an army of pressmen were on hand. This was indeed an occasion. The rock and roll king was about to embark for foreign service, 18 months in Germany. How the army would stand the impact of Mr. Presley was a big question months ago, but not now, as Elvis explained.
Elvis, since you've been in the Army, have the boys given you kind of a rough time in the barracks because of your past career, would you say?
No, sir, I was very surprised. I've never met a better group of boys in my life. They probably would have if it'd been like everybody thought. I mean, everybody thought I wouldn't have to work and I would be given special treatment and this and that. But when they looked around and saw I was on KP and I was pulling guard and everything just like they were, well, they figured, well, it's just like us.
Elvis, what do you think about going to Germany? Well, sir, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, just before I came in the Army, we were planning a tour of Europe. And I got quite a bit of mail from over there and everything, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, really.
When he's demobbed, Elvis hopes to develop his talent as a movie actor. Meanwhile, it's the Army for Elvis the Pelvis. So it was farewell to military glory and to 16-year-old Priscilla. What fame for that girl to have been a friend of the Emperor of Rock and Roll. At Fort Dix, New Jersey, newsreels, TV, the press, the lot told the world how Elvis came marching home. For 17 interminable months, the cats hadn't seen him. What a price to pay for national defense. But he was home at last, Nancy Sinatra at his side, and the Pelvis was all set to take up his career where he laid it down, to keep the enemies of Uncle Sam on their side of the curtain. And have you noticed we don't hear half so much talk of that Cold War nowadays? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Quiet, everybody. Elvis is going to speak to the nation.
So sobering Army life changed your mind about rock and roll?
Sobering Army life. No, it hasn't. It hasn't changed my mind because I was in tanks for a long time, you see. And they rock and roll quite a bit. I don't know. I don't feel too old. I can still move around pretty good.
Are you apprehensive about what must be a comeback?
Yes, I am. I mean, I have my doubts, you know. I'm not gonna commit myself in saying that I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that because I don't know, actually. The only thing I can say is that I'm gonna try. I'll be in there fighting. There was a little girl that I was seeing quite often over there that her father was in the Air Force, and actually they only got over there about 2 months before I left. I was seeing her, and she was at the airport when I left, and there were some pictures made of her, but it was no big romance. I mean, the stories came out, the girl he left behind. And all that. It wasn't like that. I mean, I had to be careful when I answer a question like that.
Clovis, did you like the food over there when you would go out?
I never went out, Charlie.
You never ate out in a restaurant?
I never ate in a restaurant the entire time I was in Germany. It's funny. I either ate in the mess hall or at home. One of the two. I never went anywhere while I was in Europe except to Paris. I went to Paris and on a leave, and that was all.
Can you give us in detail some of your future plans?
Well, the first thing I have to do is to cut some records. And then after that, I have the television show with Frank Sinatra.
Here's the star of our show, Elvis Presley. It's very nice to go traveling, but it's so nice. He's here in person.
I may pass out.
You will like it. Where the heck are his sideburns? German. Well, I'll be a hound dog, and that's the opening, friends. Elvis, I'll tell you something was great. It was great, and I'm glad to see the Army hasn't changed it. Wasn't it great?
That's the first time I ever heard a woman screaming at a male singer.
Don't you remember me there, Charlie?
But these are the type of things that you take advantage of while they last. You take advantage of it because you may not have it later, and you'll miss it. You'll miss the people, you'll miss all the razzle dazzle and so forth. I have a pretty good time. That's one reason that I'll keep a home here because I like California. I like to work there. But when the picture's over, I look forward to getting out of there and coming back home. And also, I'm right near Tupelo, and I know a lot of people down there. Same old crowd that I was raised up with still live there in the same houses.
You haven't been on the stage in 3 years, are you a little bit nervous?
Yes, sir. I don't mind admitting I am. But when I did that Frank Sinatra show in Florida, I wasn't nervous. I was petrified. I was scared stiff.
When you released your first record, did you think you would have such a successful career as you had?
No, I don't think anybody did we, Mr. Phillips? I don't think so. No, nobody had any idea, really.
However, you have become a little bit more conservative.
Well, you get a little older,
Just like the sideburns, they were okay for a while, but you outgrow it.
Don't you miss them?
The sideburns? Yeah. Not especially, no. The Army took care of those. The only thing I can say is that I'm trying to make it acting, you know, and it takes a long time, a lot of work, a lot of experience. But I'm trying to make it that way, and if I can get established that way, I'm okay. But I don't know how long the music end of it will last. I don't know how long I'll last. I got no idea, really.
This is Elvis Presley's Cadillac. And we just thought you might be interested in seeing a little bit about what this car really entails. All of this that I'm pointing to now, everything is done in a gold motif. And all of the metal trim, for example, is actually 24-karat gold-plated. This is a television set, obviously, which can be turned to accommodate any one of the passengers here in the back seat. This is a refrigerator, an honest-to-goodness refrigerator where refreshments or what have you can be kept. And here, as an adjunct to the refrigerator, is an ice maker. This is a record player, 45 RPM record player, and I can't quite figure this one out because you stick the records in there somehow or another, and it sort of seems upside down, but it does work. You can see that when Elvis travels, he travels in a great deal of style, comfort, and convenience.
Pop singer Elvis Presley is a real-life bridegroom at last. 8 years ago, when he was a soldier in Germany, he met Priscilla Beaulieu, daughter of a U.S. lieutenant colonel who was also serving out there. As she was then only 14, they had to wait a bit. Now, who could say who was the luckier, the Elvis or pretty Priscilla? The millionaire film star singer, in bride choosing as in everything else, a terrific success.
There's only one reason that people really come to Las Vegas, and this is it. To play at the gaming tables of casinos large and small, whether they are downtown where a penny can activate a slot machine, or more opulent like this one at the Las Vegas Hilton where thousands of dollars can change hands on the turn of a card. But hotels here also cover their bets on crowd appeal by using big-name talent in the showroom. It's no accident that theater audiences enter and leave that theater through the casino. Elvis Presley provided this hotel with sellout crowds at all his performances. The cross-section of people to whom Presley appeals can be seen in the long line of those waiting to see him perform. a line which wound through this casino and must have given hotel management mixed feelings when it removes these people, even temporarily, from tables and slots. 200 British fans chartered an airliner and flew here to see Presley, making this the high point of numerous stops along a Presley pilgrimage trail. They bought Presley souvenirs, like his famous hound dog, just as they must have at other stops, like his birthplace in Tupelo, Mississippi, and his current home near Memphis. But here in Las Vegas, they saw Presley perform in person. These fans may speak with English accents, but they speak with the adoration of any true Presley pilgrim.
Means everything, a lifetime's ambition. Yes, to me it does personally, you know.
Why?
Well, I've always liked Elvis since I was 11. I'm 22 now, and I've never bought anybody else's records, and I don't think I ever will, you know.
Well, I think it's the most wonderful thing I've ever done in my life, you know. I mean, I've always wanted to see Elvis in person. I know I have.
What has this trip meant to you?
Chance to see America plus a chance to see Elvis.
Which is more important?
Elvis.
It's not fair to say the choice is between Elvis and America. For to many people around the world, America is spelled E-L-V-I-S. Jim Brown, KNBC News, Las Vegas.
Do you have any thoughts about the rising interest in country music?
I think it's fantastic. You see, country music was always a part of the influence on my type of music anyway. It's a combination of country music and gospel and rhythm and blues all combined is what it really was. As a child, I was influenced by all of that.
Do you consider yourself basically a country music singer then?
I would hate to say strictly country because of the fact that I liked all different types of music when I was a child. You know, of course, the Grand Ole Opry was the first thing I ever heard, probably. But I liked blues and I liked the gospel music, gospel quartets and all that.
You ever put out any of those old records from the Sun label and listen to them at all?
They sound funny, boy. They got a lot of echo on them, man, I'll tell you. But that's what I mean. I think the overall sound has improved today, you know.
Well, do you think there's more gimmicks today than there was, say, 15 years ago?
There's probably more gimmicks, but I think that the engineers have improved, and I think that the techniques have improved.
Further reevaluation of your career to get you back in front of live audiences again? In other words, you were available to the public only in films.
Yeah.
For a long period of time.
Well, I think the most important thing is the inspiration that I got from a live audience. I was missing that. I didn't.
Was it rough at the International? Was it a little bit of a strain on you after not being out Sunday?
It was always tough, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy it. Like I know I'm going to enjoy it here because it's live audience and it makes a world of difference.
Let me ask you one thing. What's your father up to these days?
He's around here somewhere. Ask him. I don't know. Daddy, what are you up to?
Skip the runner, will you? Mr. Presley?
Elvis, there's evidence of such.
Elvis's father, Mr. Vernon Presley. Could you come right in and sit down there? Vernon, don't sign nothing unless I check. I can't write. I never said this.
It's just fresh air, man.
Elvis, there's quite an evidence of sartorial splendor. Does this indicate that the...
what?
What? The attire is not one that we're familiar to seeing.
It was taken from a karate suit, just a regular karate type outfit. Are they coming to get me? Is that it?
I mean, does this indicate that with your type dress and everything now that you're changing a little bit of style, perhaps in deference to what you did a few years ago?
I don't know. I think that you'd have to see the show. You know, it's difficult to tell. I don't feel any different. You know. I don't think the dress has that much to do with it. I got the idea from a karate suit because I studied karate for a long time, and I had to make up a couple of suits like it.
What do you do for relaxation? You said you study
karate. If you can relax doing this, I don't know. No, I read a lot and go horseback riding and stuff like that.
Do you still live principally in
Memphis. About half the time. Yeah, half the time. Half the time in L.A.
You've been known in the past as the king of rock and roll. Do you think your style has changed now from the days that you were king, or do you consider that still your style?
Well, I think the overall thing has improved. The overall sound's improved, I mean. But I think it's according to the songs, you know. It's just according to the songs.
Is your stage presentation still the same way it was, or have you improved on that?
I just do whatever I feel on stage, you know. As I always did.
I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Vernon Presley, Elvis Presley's father. Mr. Presley has a friend coming out. Hello. First of all, I plead innocent of all charges. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, dear. No, all kidding aside, we had to wait our turn to get into the garden, you know. Oh, I like it, you know. I enjoy it. I just hope we put on a good show for everybody. We're going to try to. Yes. I take vitamin E. I was only kidding. I don't know. I just embarrassed myself, man. I don't know, dear. I enjoy the business. I like what I'm doing. So am I. That's why I'm sitting down. No, I stopped using that greasy kid stuff, too. Just like everybody else did, man. Yeah. Compared to what they do now. Are you kidding? I didn't do anything. We just jiggle, you know. Oh, I don't know. I really can't criticize anybody. In the entertainment field, I think there's room for everybody, and I hate to criticize another performer, you know. Are you satisfied with the image you established?
Well, the image is one thing, and a human being is another, you know. So.
How close does the image come to the man?
It's according to what you're talking about, huh? No, I don't know. I'd like to think so. I beg your pardon? Well, I found that in the audiences that we have, it's mixed. It's older people, younger people, and the very young, and all types of people, you know, which is good. Hunt. No, I just made a movie of the last tour that I did. It's the first live concert that we ever filmed, so that's my next project. It's coming out. I just missed it. I missed the of an audience, of a live audience. So just as soon as I got out of the movie contracts, I started to do live performances again. I think so. Because I'm sorry. There's so many places that I haven't been yet. Like I've never played New York here. You know. I've never been to Britain either. You know. I'd like it to. Yes, sir. I'd like to very much. I'd like to go to Europe. Honey, I just seem to keep my own personal views about that to myself because I'm just an entertainer and I'd rather not say.
know. I beg your pardon? I might. Yeah, I might. Yeah. Escorting. You were allowed to what, dear? I don't know. That's a good question. Why is that, Colonel? She said, why did they film the concert in Boston? They couldn't film it here.
Film it here. Put it around.
So there you go. Yes. Yes. I just don't feel that it's time yet. You know, maybe I will someday, but not right now. Who's talking? Is it Kim? Oh, I'm sorry. That one, El Sol Mio, was the largest selling, and the next one too was Don't Be Cruel, I think, in Hound Dog.
Elvis.
Hot Barn Motel, whatever.
Elvis.
I came in last night very late. I had to go to bed because we're having a rehearsal now, and then I go back to rehearsal after this press conference.
Excuse me, Elvis.
Unless you got something better in mind. No, she's not.
You mentioned earlier, Elvis, the shortage. You mentioned earlier, Elvis, the shortage of recording material. There's just been a suit filed in Nashville, Tennessee, by Nashville songwriters against the major recording companies, saying that they're not given a fair chance. In your estimation and in your knowledge, are the songwriters, independent songwriters, given a fair chance with major recording companies?
I don't think so. I think that there's so many companies, you know, everybody becomes independent. Once they have one hit record, they form their own company. And there's so many. And also the people who write them are starting to record their own songs. And that's why I say it's very difficult to get good material.
From independent songwriters?
Yeah.
You own publishing houses yourself, do you?
Yes, I'm in a publishing firm, but I'll take songs from anywhere, you know, or from anybody if they're good. It doesn't have to be in my company. It could be just completely an unknown person or just anybody that writes a song. If they can get it to me, if it's good, I'll do it.
To your knowledge, though, have recording companies favored the songwriters that work for the subsidiary publishing houses that they may own? Do they favor those songwriters?
Well, probably so. Probably so. And being honest, I would have to say yeah.
In terms of the suit that's been filed...
Honey, I'm really not aware of this particular suit that you're talking about, so I can't answer you accurately, you know. I don't even know the details about it. I went to Hawaii to get a tan for New York, so I'm not aware of it. Really. If they're not heard, if they got good material, if they're good songwriters, I think they should be heard. Yes, definitely. On social comments like I do, I just send out to make a comment.
Let's talk. I'll give them all a chance, please. Come on up with your camera. Come on, let's Come on through here.
As soon as the colonel gets through talking, I'll tell you. The belt is an award from the International for this record.
Well, it's kind of hard to say. You know, it happens so fast, it's hard to keep up with it, you know.
I'd like to live up to my reputation of being a nice guy. This is it, folks. Beautiful, baby.
I've got to go back to rehearsal, folks. Thank you very much. I'd just like to say before anything else that it's a great privilege to do this satellite program, and I'm going to do my best, and all of the people that work with me, to do a good show. It's just pure, entertainment. No messages and no this and that. Just try to make people happy for that 1 hour that he comes across. If we do that, well, then I think I've done a job. I'm on stage, man.
Okay. South Vietnam. The Armed Forces Network will pick it up. The Armed Forces will show.
This is the first time that I've seen this myself.
This is just the start of this.
Have you tried to
Please. I beg your pardon? Yeah. Okay.
And I really should start this conference off by congratulating Elvis, because we will have two new firsts. The new first, involves Elvis as the first performer to do a worldwide live concert via satellite. A real spectacular. And the second is that we will have a worldwide album via satellite. All of this has been made possible by the joint efforts of a lot of people, and especially including Colonel Tom Parker. Elvis, again, my congratulations for this spectacular.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's very hard to comprehend it, because in 15 years, it's hard to comprehend that happening. To all the countries all over the world via satellite. It's very difficult to comprehend. A live concert, to me, is exciting because of all the electricity that's generated in the crowd and on stage. But it's my favorite part of the business, is a live concert.
How do you pace yourself?
Sir?
How do you pace yourself?
You mean physically, vocally, or?
So you are up when you need to be up.
I just, I exercise every day. I vocalize every day. I practice if I'm working or not. So I just try to stay in shape all the time. Vocally and mentally.
Which is harder?
Well, both is tough, yeah. You got to work at them, but I don't mind it. It's worth it.
I must say this about when we first approached the various countries around the world, Elvis is certainly the only performer that could do this today. He is well known in every country that we have taught, in fact, in every country in the world, and the acceptance was just fantastic. It wasn't a case of any selling, because, he's been in demand for live performances around the world, but you just can't do this, so this is the way of approaching it. But the acceptance exceeded all of our expectations, Elvis.
Thank you very much. That's very nice.